Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah and in today's video we are going to be market prepping together. And in today's video I actually don't have that much of a plan, so we're just going to play it by ear. But I do want to show you the minis I finished in my last video because I kept them from you. I managed to finish all of the whales and I didn't make any more octos yet. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to work on in this video. Here they all are. All finished, all the whales at least. So I have a total of 30 whales for now, and I don't plan on making any more whales. They're not the most popular item in the bin, at least in my opinion. For minis, I also have leftovers from my last event, and I need to go through these and count them. These are not leftovers, these are recent. But I'm going to be making some bees probably in this video. I really want to make a whole bunch of these. Obviously I need to do that while I feel like I want to do it. Those guys are going to go in there. I'm thinking 10 pink, 10 blue, maybe 40 yellow ones. We'll see. I also have a few of these yellow ones in here. I'm going to make better looking bees than these. These guys are still going to go in there. I mean, they're well made. They're just, I feel like I've improved since I've made these for sure. So, plus this yarn type is atrocious. This was the velvet yarn from Hobby Lobby, and at least in my experience, most of Hobby Lobby's yarn is like way too stiff for me to use besides the soft and snuggly baby bee, something like that. Anything else tends to be too stiff. And I also have a bunch of sea slugs left over. I think that a lot of people can't really easily recognize these, or there's just cuter things in the bin, so I'm not going to be making any more of these. I would love to make some in specific colors, maybe like what an actual sea slug color would be, making some of those, but I'm definitely not making any more white ones. I really think that's the biggest issue I had with the minis bin last time I did it, because I did a lot of things in white. I did the axolotls in white with secondary colors, all different, and not only did it make it harder for me to make a bunch of them, but as you can see, it's harder for them to sell. That's what I think. We're gonna experiment and see though for next year. And then I have a jellyfish left over, so I'm gonna be making some more of these, not in this color, but some more jellyfish. Also have a little ghost, which I'll make a few more as well because I brought quite a few of the ghosts, so it's no big deal to make more even though there's some left over. And then the final thing in my bag are these popping mushrooms, and I've noticed that a lot of people can't really tell what they are, just like the sea slugs, because they will be in the bin like this. And you know, you can tell it's a mushroom when they're like this, but they don't stay like that when they're all mixed up in a bin. I haven't decided if I'll make more of these. I think I will, just in specific colors, and I think they'll sell better. I mean, the colors I have are not the most popular of colors, so I think some red ones, some dark purple ones, some dark blue ones. That is my plan. I need to write all these numbers down though. I have 6 popping mushrooms. I'm gonna say this out loud so I can review my footage, and then I don't have to actually go back and count them. 11 sea slugs, 1 ghost, 1 jellyfish, 3 ugly bees. Just kidding. These guys can hang out in this bag. So these are older stuff, newer stuff. Eventually I will mix everything together. It's just I would like to keep track of things a little bit easier by separating them for now. Almost forgot one. Right now though, I'm currently working on this white willow. I haven't really made a white willow before where the base is white, so I thought this would be a fun little dragon to make. I'm using these eyes. These ones are from Sweet Beans Crochet. They are beautiful. I love the glitter in these. I am going to use this, I have it right here, and use this bright green as the secondary color. It really isn't my color, but I think it'll be really pretty when it's finished, so I'm just gonna go with it. I wanted to order some more eyes from both Sweet Beans Crochet and Traveling Pony Studios because I'm running low on 30mm especially. I was thinking about it. I only ordered like, 22 eyes, so that's 22 projects. So it makes sense how I ran out so quickly, okay? I am gonna order specific colors from both of them. I think I'm gonna order from Sweet Beans Crochet as soon as possible because she has her website all up right now, so I can pick from all those colors. Less complicated for both of us, I think, if I ordered through her website since all her colors are out. I'm gonna order some from Traveling Pony Studios as well. I'm planning to get a whole bunch because I like my 30mm eyes. They are just gorgeous and I can't live without them now. I don't know what I was saying earlier. If I finished my thought or not, but the reason I want to make this dragon is because I'm using up the colors that I already have, so I'm trying to go through them, even though I have a really hard time deciding on certain eye sets, pairs of eyes. That makes more sense. I have a hard time deciding what to use the eyes on, so I'm just trying to force myself to actually use them. So here we are. I get this thing where I'm like, these eyes are so pretty that I don't know what to do with them. I don't know what would do them justice. I'm just rambling about eyes here because I want to keep talking. That is all I have for you. Like I said earlier, don't really have a plan for this video. I think I'm going to work on minis, and then I'm also going to work on some sea creatures, potentially larger sea creatures. My medium sea turtles I sold out, like 99% certain I sold all of them, so I want to make a bunch of those in specific colors: pink, purple, blue, and then green with a brown shell. So I might start working on that because they work up pretty quickly. You know, it's really nice to see things come together really quickly, unlike anything else. I mean, I love making the giant plushies and the extra large plushies, but they take a while to work up. And I like making them, but when you make a whole bunch of one smaller item, it's very satisfying, at least for me. I enjoy seeing things finished, so that's my motivation. That is all I have for you. If I keep talking, we'll talk about random things forever, and I'm sure you guys will be bored at that point. I will check in with you eventually. I wanted to make another bat to celebrate my bat pattern release. That way I can post this guy on Instagram. So I decided to have a little bit of fun with this one and do some stripes. So hopefully you all like it. I picked these eyes from Traveling Pony Studios because they have green in them. I felt like this was the perfect kind of Halloween color combo. I mean, there's the classic, you know, orange, black, those kind of colors, but purple and green I feel like count as Halloween colors too. Obviously we're past Halloween, that's not the point though. I think this guy turned out really cute though. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess this pattern up in my opinion, and it can stand on its own somewhat easily. There we go. If I had more time to mess with it, it would stand up straighter. The color work was tedious, but you can see for like the wings, you can't really tell where I color changed, so that is awesome. I used that color change technique I just did a crochet foundations on. Highly recommend that color change technique. It was a little tedious because of the wings. You have to do the increases right as you color change, but when you look at it, it's really hard to tell where the color change is. This little cutie is a little bit on the strange side, but I still think it turned out really cute. And I know this has nothing to do with anything I said I wanted to make yesterday, so there's me getting distracted. I will check in with you all in a little bit. I'm gonna have a busy day. Probably not gonna get much crocheting done, but I'll try my best. I'll keep you updated. Yesterday I decided to work on another mini bee, so I showed you this one here, and I ended up making a pink one. Look at how cute she is. So precious. I am in love, of course, always in love. I need to think of a different thing to say when I like a plushie a lot, but this one is so precious. I sewed the legs on a little bit more flat on this one. As you can see, hopefully this one is a little bit more rounded. I'm not sure what the lighting is doing, so I apologize, but this one is a little bit more flatter, so it sits a little bit better. In general, the eyes were still a nightmare to put on, but it is worth it because these guys are so cute. My only kind of mistake with this one is I could have stuffed the body a little bit more. Honestly, feeling it now, it is pretty well stuffed, but could have been better. That is what I worked on. I was out most of yesterday, so this was my car project, and I got it done. I sewed it together last night when I got home. So far I have made 2 plushies. I'm pretty certain that's accurate. I don't think I've made anything else in this video yet, but these guys are super cute together. I don't plan on making any more large bats because I want to see how they sell at my festival, but I'm thinking I need to make a few more small ones, honestly. So I don't know if I've ever actually explained this properly. I usually cut this out of my videos because it's kind of hard to explain without screenshots and stuff, and when I get to that step, I'm a little bit lazy and I just chop out stuff that I don't want to mess with. But for my event, my plan is to do layers on the table. So if you remember from my last event, I'm gonna have to try and find screenshots for you all, which is tedious, so make sure to like this video if you haven't already. I have a shelf, a grid wall if you will, and I have 3 shelves plus the top, so technically 4 layers on the shelf. And what I'm gonna be doing is putting my giant dragons on top, my medium dragons, and then my smallest dragons, and just kind of layer things like that. Giant Beatrice unicorn on top, Bailey the unicorn in the second shelf, and then on the bottom, Belle the baby unicorn. So I've got 3 layers of unicorns, dragons, cows, and then potentially other things as well, such as the bats and the cats. I'm making an extra large cat pattern, so that should work out. I just wanted to talk, and obviously I did. I've rambled on for 4 minutes straight about random things, so I don't have anything else to add Besides, this morning I'm going to be working on responding to you all in the comment section because I read all of your comments when they come in. It's just I'm usually busy and I can't reply. Maybe I should, when I read them, I should just reply instead of waiting to do it all at once later. But depending on the comment, it takes longer to answer. If you're asking a question or something, or if you're looking for a link, then that takes longer to answer. Anyways, I'm going to respond to comments. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments. I really do truly appreciate them. It's very nice reading them and it makes it all worth it, honestly. Like, editing the video is so tedious that, I mean, I enjoy editing it to an extent. I just really appreciate you all so very much and all of your comments. So I'm gonna get to replying this morning. I'm trying to do better at replying, but it's just with the holiday season and everything, I've been a little bit more busy. But anyways, I have rambled on for a lot longer than I thought I would. I will check in with you eventually. I'm not sure what project I'm going to start next, but I don't know. It'll be something. I'll keep you updated, of course. Buddy, that's not your chair. Okay, I'll forgive you just because you're purring. And you're super handsome. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, or at least a great day in general. I personally had a good Thanksgiving. We just hung out at home, baked, cooked, all that fun stuff. Over the last couple days, I was working on this dragon right here. A white willow with green aquamarine. What's the right name for this color? I should look at the yarn label, actually. I'll have to find one and look at it later. I finished this dragon, and for the horns what I did was my basic horn pattern, except I just, you know, added the extra details like the extra large horns. I mentioned the basic pattern before, but I haven't written it down anywhere, so maybe I'll have to make a mod for that and write it down somewhere, but here it is, just nice and basic dragon. I don't think I'm gonna add any more details to this, but I did these cute spikes. For the spikes I did 2 single crochets, chain 2, single crochet in the second chain, 2 more single crochets all in the same stitch, and then I skip around in the slip stitch. I skipped 2 rounds in slip stitch, excuse me. So that is what I worked on, this dragon. It's very cute, very pretty. I also started another project because today was release day for my cow snuggler pattern. I ended up naming it Carter, which I think is so cute. But this pattern is out now. So to celebrate release, I'm starting a skinny Chanel version. Here it is so far. Of course, it has a better eye, which is this side, but still super cute. Yeah, I'm gonna work on the body and stuff. Probably finish it tomorrow. Here's one more look at this dragon here. That's pretty much the update for now. Pretty late at night, so that's why I'm talking a little quieter. So I'll be my more enthusiastic self tomorrow in the morning when I talk with you all again. I'm currently exporting this video, so please excuse it being annoying, my computer being annoying. I wanted to show you this photo I took for my cow snuggler pattern. I didn't really talk about it that much because I was kind of rushing last night. And of course I had to go take another one for this thumbnail, which I'm still working on. I might change some things on it. Look at how adorable these photos are turning out. I promise that I wear other clothes as well. I'm not just living in this sweater. But I just wanted to show you this adorable photo. I released the pattern yesterday, and I've actually sold a couple copies, so thank you all to whoever purchased from me. I really do appreciate it. The other thing that I worked on, which my desk is a little messy, so please ignore. But last night I continued to work on this tiny snuggler for Carter, and it's looking super cute. I'm actually nearly done with it now that I think about it, because I already did the head. I have all the arms made, all the legs made, excuse me. So once I finish the body, I just need to sew the head on and then add the udders if I want to. I think I will. I think it'll be cute. I'm a little torn on the eyelashes. There's a part of me that wants to take them off, but I think I'm just going to finish it first and go from there. That's my kind of update right now. I just released the sewing tutorial, so make sure to check it out. What I really want to show you and update you on are these little bees I started. So I'm working on my minis bin right now. So I started the bees yesterday. I really just want to get like a whole bunch of stuff done in this video and just in general. So that's where we're at. I have 10 bees made, technically 12 if we count 2 other ones I made a while ago. But my goal is to make 20 at least. 20 of these yellow and brown bees, and then I also plan on making 20 yellow and black bees and 20 yellow and gold bees. That's the goal at least. So I end up with 60 bees for the minis bin, and then I also want to make at least 10 pink ones and 10 blue ones. So I end up with 80 mini bees for my minis bin, which should be plenty actually. It should be plenty, but these guys did sell out pretty quickly. I think on the last day I didn't have very many left, so it's worth it. I just wanted to update you. I'm gonna work on these bees today. I did manage to finish 10 of them yesterday, and I was also doing some other stuff too, so it's not a bad amount to make in one day. I do definitely think that I could make probably upwards of 20 in a day if I just sat down and focused on it, but it's actually already late today. It is almost 4 o'clock in the evening, so I haven't had time to crochet today, but I'm hoping this evening I'll be able to get a bunch of these done. So that is the plan. That's the goal. I have a couple other things I want to update you on. I'll update you on them tomorrow because I'm not doing anything with them right now, so I'll show you all that stuff tomorrow. You know, I just realized I forgot to show you my mini cow snuggler. I was thinking about showing it to you, so I think that's why I forgot, but I made this cow snuggler. Scooch these bees over. Look at how cute it is. So cute. I actually ended up giving it weight, so it has beads in here in a little stretchy pouch, packet, whatever you'd call it, bag. It's probably best. Here's the color work on the back. Super cute. It's super cute, super tiny. But anyways, that is actually the update this time. That is everything for now. So I'll check in with you tomorrow. I finished these 20 brown bees, yellow and brown bees technically, and so I'm going to put them in with all the other minis I finished so far, just to kind of give myself some space. I'm actually pretty surprised at how full this bag is already. I guess looking at it like that, it makes it look less full, but I'll check in with you in a little bit. Yesterday I received a plushie order, and this was actually one from my best friend. She's had her eye on this dragon for some time, so I've kept it off of eBay for her. Anyways, she decided to get it yesterday, so let's package this guy up. Here's one last look at this purple dragon. So the fluff on the spine is actually discontinued. It was a big twist yarn. I don't know the color name. I don't have the label anymore, but I only have such a tiny amount left of this yarn. It's such a pretty colorway. I wish somebody made something similar, because I couldn't really find anything that looked as like bright and saturated as this. Let's go ahead and package this guy up. And the box is all ready to go. I have my sticker on there. Thank you so much for your order. I really do appreciate it. But also thank you for being my best friend. If you're watching this, I don't know if you are. The package is all ready to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and ship it out later today. I have decided to put off the release of this market vlog, which I know is very disappointing because who likes waiting? But the reason I decided to do that is I'm actually going to be posting a tutorial this weekend instead of my market vlog, and then this market vlog will be a little bit longer and it will be out the weekend after that. But I'm releasing a tutorial for Little Will, so that will be out by the time this video is out. So if you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out. I haven't even filmed it as of me talking to you right this second, but it will be out by the time this video is out, like I already said. I decided that I'm going to be making a light blue willow with white as the secondary color, and I'm using these eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. They are white. There you go. And glittery and gorgeous. So I figured it would be perfect for this dragon. I'm starting some of the pieces because I can start working on the pieces I need multiples of, duplicates of. I'm going to film that tutorial, hopefully finish it today. I got kind of a busy day ahead of me, so I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be able to get done. I'm really hoping I can finish filming today though, and if I can do that, then I can edit this week and get that video out maybe a little bit early. We'll see. I figured that this is probably the best time to release a tutorial for Little Will. I've been promising it for a while, so I'm going to update the pattern once I get the tutorial up and everything, and then you all should be able to go back and download the pattern again if you've purchased it, and it should have the tutorial link in it. So hopefully that's how it works. Yeah, I want to make sure I link it in the pattern so y'all can find it. And speaking of linking, I'm thinking I might need to update my older patterns to include the links to the tutorials. That's something I'm going to be thinking about in the future, though I'm not doing that right this second. But I think that is it. I really wanted to sit down and talk with you for a while, but I don't really have anything else to add. I haven't really been up to much. Like, I finished all those bees last night, which I showed you, and I'm starting more with the secondary color in black instead of brown. I'll check in with you all in a little bit. I'm certain I will have way more interesting news. So I was going to film the tutorial for Little Will today, but I ended up not doing that because I kind of forgot that I needed to release my bee pattern. So I did that. If y'all are interested in the bee pattern, it is out now. It's going to be out for a while, actually, by the time you see this video, but maybe some of you might have missed it. If so, I have done my job. This pattern is all set up, ready to go. Once I finished that, I kind of relaxed a little bit and crocheted some more bees. Mini bees, that is. So I have a total of 4 yellow and black ones, and I'm going to make 20 of these at least. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm gonna film the tutorial in the morning, so I'm not sure how many bees I'll be able to finish, but it would certainly be nice to finish all the bees during tomorrow. I'm not making any sense. I'm a little sleep deprived. I've been getting up a little early and it's been cold here, so it's been hard to sleep. All that fun stuff. But anyways, I have to charge my batteries. Apparently my camera is just losing bars as we speak. So I'm going to check in with you probably tomorrow morning when I film the tutorial for Little Will. The goal this morning is to film the willow tutorial, so I have all of the pieces finished that are duplicates and stuff. And then I also picked this rainbow yarn. I don't know if I showed it to you or talked about it at all, but I'm going to use this as the spine detail, and I think it's going to be gorgeous, like a blue sky is kind of what it's going to look like. I haven't decided if I'll change out the eyes because of that. I still think they're really cute. I got a phone call, so I'm not 100% sure what I was saying. I was talking about eyes, but I'll show you when the dragon's finished. I'm going to quickly finish this bee that I started last night and then start filming the tutorial for Little Will. So that is my plan. I just finished filming the tutorial for Little Will. Look at him. He's so cute. I love the rainbow yarn. I haven't done this in a while. So the last time I did rainbow with blue, it was for the Willow Snuggler. So this guy is so cute. I need to make more. I need to make like a big willow with the rainbow yarn. I still have enough of it to do that, so I should totally do that. But here's Little Will finished. I used these eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. They're kind of white. They are white, but they kind of have a little bit of a rainbow in there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this guy turned out super cute though. Can't tell already. I'm so tired. I have been sitting and filming tutorial. I don't know how long it is, like 2 hours? I'm so tired of filming. Listen, if you all like this tutorial, please make sure to check it out, like it, watch it to the end, crochet your own Little Will. These tutorials are very tedious to film and edit. There's a struggle between crocheting and then making sure the camera is in focus and also not hitting the camera every 2 seconds with the plushie. And then there's the editing aspect, which is just so tedious. I'm going to have to recharge my brain. And I will have to check in with you probably tomorrow. We'll see. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, it'll happen eventually. Hey everyone, and good morning. It has been a little while since I talked with you last, so I do apologize. But I really didn't do much yesterday. It was actually a very boring day. So, in crochet world that is. I had to run a lot of errands yesterday along with, I can't talk and think about what hook size I need, so I do apologize. gonna work. Okay. What was I saying? What I spent most of my day doing inside Crochet World is that I edited the video for Little Will, the Little Will tutorial. I'm still editing it. I'm about, I would say, halfway through. I'm at the halfway point. I finished editing the body section and then also the tail section, which I'm gonna apologize. This is gonna be technically after the video is out, but in advance here. I am so sorry that the tail detail is a little bit messed up. I think I edited really well actually to fix the mistake, but essentially what I did was I started crocheting the willow pattern and then I had to take that all out. And when I took that all out, I was still messed up on what I was doing, so I ended up flipping 2 decrease rounds. I flipped a single crochet round and a decrease round, and I flipped them on the order you're supposed to do it. So it throws off the tail and makes it a little bit less even. So I ended up having to fix that. Thankfully it was just that section, and then I made a total of 2 mistakes that I had to tear out. Throughout all of that, I was able to put together footage that actually made sense for the rest of the tail detail, but I was sitting here like, should I film another tail tutorial and just replace that entirely in the pattern? But I really don't want to. I'd have to crochet a whole nother willow. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to proof watch that again because I worked on it last night. I'm going to proof watch that again and I'll decide if it's worth it or not. I don't think it is going to be worth it, but anyways, I'm still going to be working on the Little Will tutorial. I know I started editing it early. I think today's Thursday. So I started editing early for me. Usually I edit over the weekend, but I really want this pattern out. I really want this tutorial out on Sunday. And because it's such a long tutorial, I want to work on it early and just kind of get it to a place where it's finished and, you know, ready to go. After I finished filming the Little Will tutorial, so 2 days ago, I made some more beads. So I have a total of 14, which means I just need to make 6 more in black. This is how they look. They're super cute. So I need to make 6 more of these, and then I'll have 20 bees in black and 20 bees in brown. So I'll have 40 total. Yay. When I edit a video, I start to notice that I say certain phrases a whole lot, and then after I edit that video I'm like, okay, I need to say those phrases less so I don't have to cut them out as much. Like I said is one of those phrases. It's one of the phrases that I go through where I'm like, I say that so many times in a video that I'm losing my mind. And the worst part is when I say it, it makes it hard to cut out because a lot of the times when I say it, it doesn't make any sense if I cut it out. For the rest of the sentence, that is. So I'm just kind of stuck with it. If you watch my Little Will tutorial, you'll probably hear me say, like I said, a whole lot. So I apologize for that as well, but that's just how it works around here. I go through phrases. I cut that out a whole lot, so you all don't have to listen to me say the same thing over and over again. There is one other thing I wanted to talk about real quick while I have you. I had somebody leave like my first official hate comment the other day. I'm not going to share it with you all because I don't want to blast this person, but I did want to bring it up because I'm actually shocked I don't receive more hate comments. Like, I get people who complain and they could say it nicer, but I also understand where they're coming from. Their criticism is something that I would criticize myself of, so I don't take offense to it. I don't know why I turned this inside out. But I had my first like really official hate comment where the person was like really mean. So I just wanted to say 2 things. First thing is that when people leave comments that are mean, they don't really make any sense to me. I tend to ignore them because they're not true. So what's the point of being upset about it? In fact, I just think it's hilarious because I don't see it at all. So I'm not really sure where it came from. The other thing is that I want to thank you all for your super, super sweet comments because I'm honestly, like I said, there we go. You see how I said like I said? You all are so kind. I don't receive nasty comments pretty much ever. So if I'm gonna have one super nasty hate comment a year, I will gladly take that because I'm shocked that I haven't received nasty comments before because that's just what it's like being on the internet. You know, people get upset about something and maybe they have a hard time doing something and the way you say it could be better. I'm not making excuses for it. I don't think it's okay to be mean to someone just because you have a hard time following a tutorial or something like that. If you want help, then I will gladly help you, but kind of going off on a side note there. That leads me to say thank you all so much for your sweet comments. I am blown away by how many of you are so nice, and even when we don't agree on serious things, we still all get along, and that's such a great thing. And I'm glad to be part of that and kind of just contributing a little bit to this place. this little corner of the internet. So I appreciate you all so very much. I am done with the sappy stuff, so I'm going to work on these bees this morning. I think that's what I want to do because I haven't crocheted at all. I didn't crochet at all yesterday, so I would love to crochet a little bit this morning and relax, and then probably this afternoon I will spend my time editing the Little Will tutorial again. I'm thinking I can finish it today or get it to a point where I can proof watch it in entirety and so I'm hoping that I can do that. It is a long tutorial. I have an hour and a half worth of editing raw footage to get through. I talked about this actually. I filmed a little TikTok. If you all don't know that I have a TikTok now, I mentioned it like once. So anyways, it's in my link tree if you all are interested in following along. It's just kind of like fun videos on the spot stuff. Also, I'm almost at 600 followers already, which is mind-blowing. I was shocked because recently I've been gaining like 100 followers a day for the past couple days, and I was like, where's this coming from? I'm incredibly grateful for that. What was my point again? I posted about Little Will. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Tutorials. If y'all have never followed a tutorial of mine, I imagine most of you have tried at least one because I have a lot of options, but if you've never watched a tutorial of mine, I try and do tutorials where they're very professional and straightforward. That way I try and keep confusion to a minimum. The other thing is that I try and minimize cuts as much as possible, so cuts in the footage. Unlike my market vlogs where if you watch the screen you can probably tell I cut it a whole bunch of times. That's just because I'm cutting out my breathing sounds and I'm cutting out the times where I go or the other times where I'm just sitting in silence thinking about what I'm gonna say. And so I cut those out because I find them very annoying personally, and it also makes the video easier to watch, I think, where if I'm constantly like pausing and thinking about what I'm gonna say, at least for me, I find that less interesting to watch. In tutorials, I try and avoid cuts completely because I know how much of a struggle it can be to follow tutorials where they tell you the round and then they just skip forward to the next round. Because not only do you have to put your work down and pause it, or you have to like lunge over and pause the video, but you can't see exactly what they're doing while they do it. And even though it makes the tutorial longer to film all the way through, I definitely think that it is worth the effort. Even if only a small percentage of you really need to see the full instructions all the way through, that is enough for me to continue doing what I'm doing. I try and film tutorials that I personally would want to watch. So I'm trying to find that balance between advanced crocheters and then beginner crocheters. That way advanced crocheters aren't immediately bored with me going, oh, and here's how you single crochet, here's how you do this, that. Anyways, I'm full of the rambles today. If you guys couldn't tell, this clip is 13 minutes long. I'm probably gonna have to cut out quite a bit. I just talk a lot and I actually repeat myself a lot. I really wanted to talk, and so here we are talking. Also want to quickly mention that I have plans for my next market vlog. It's going to be like a cozy Christmassy vlog. We're going to crochet Christmas presents for my family, my immediate family that is, and we're going to bake cookies and Christmas goodies and just kind of hang out together and have lots of fun. So if you all are interested in that, make sure to keep an eye out for it. It will be out the weekend before Christmas, so you can watch it whenever. So, you know, there it is. I'm gonna stop talking because if I keep talking, we'll be here for 20 more minutes, and then editing me, we'll just have to sift through what's actually good. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on. I'm sure I have a lot more things I want to talk to you all about, but I'm gonna talk to you about that later. I will check in with you in a little bit. I see. I will have you all know that before I put anything on this blanket, I take a roller to it and get all of this booger's hair off of it first, because I don't like hair touching my stuff, just in general, but we'll let him have his fun right now because he's cute. Looking at this pile is seriously the best feeling ever. It is so nice to see the mini bin coming together. Finished all the black bees. They're all done. These guys right here. And then all the brown ones are done too. I'm torn on whether or not I'll make the yellow and gold bees. I don't know if I need more yellow bees or if these guys are enough. So I'm gonna sit on that for a while. What I'm actually gonna do is work on the pink and the blue ones. So I would just want to make 10 of each of these. That's my plan. I'll go ahead and make 10 blue ones and then 10 pink ones and then reassess the bee population in the minis bin. Enough about the minis. I will check in with you all in a little bit. I think I'm going to edit for the rest of the day, so I don't know if I'll have any like cool updates for you until tomorrow, but we'll just see. I am currently editing the little wheel tutorial. I am an hour and 13 minutes into it and I have 2.5 hours left to go through. Thankfully I'm almost to the sewing section, which is where I ×2 a lot of it, speed it up. All of these little green boxes down here, those are all mouse clicking sounds. So at the start of a new round. So that shows you how many rounds are in here. The other thing I want to show you, it's not very great lighting, but I'm still going to show it to you anyways. I started working on another new design. It's based on the bee pattern, but it's this little guy right here. Look at how cute he is. He's so tiny. I gave him the stinger, of course, and the wings. Kept them in a similar shape. Obviously the 6 legs, super cute. I kind of sewed them on a little weird, so the next one will look better. But I also think I'm going to add an extra chain or 2 to the antennas, but I haven't fully decided yet. But this is what the cutie's looking like so far. And that's all I did today. I really have to edit this video though, so I'm going to work on that. And I will, I don't know, check in with you tomorrow for sure. Yesterday I started another little wheel. And I did this because I was proof watching the little wheel tutorial. There was a small, tiny part of me that did not want to proof watch the tutorial because it is over 2 hours long, but I am glad that I did because I found several mistakes. So those are all fixed. Hopefully there aren't any issues with the tutorial and there are just maybe minor things, but I think I'm gonna be okay. There's always that part of you that's terrified of doing something wrong in a tutorial and then everybody being confused because there's not really a good way to fix it. It is still uploading. 86% of the video is uploaded and all of a sudden it says it has 2 hours left. So that's lame. Once it's uploaded, I can start actually finishing editing it and then release it tomorrow morning. I have to put the chapters in the video, I have to put it in a playlist, check all the other stuff, write the description, the title, all those things. But while I'm waiting for it to upload, I've just been working on this guy. I also have another project I need to start, but it's really not going to happen until Monday, so I'm just going to have to accept that as fact. I did make some mini bees, which I can show you real quick. I made 5 of them and I plan to make 5 more. These guys actually work up pretty quickly, so it's not bad. Most of them still need their eyes. I did embroider one with pink eyes and I ended up taking them out because it was looking weird. So I'm going to embroider them with black eyes. I think they'll be really cute. I'm going to check in with you all in a little bit. I finished all of the little pink bees last night. I ended up making 10 of them, and I embroidered their eyes with black yarn. I was going to use the pink yarn on these guys, but it ended up looking really weird. I don't know what it is about the pink yarn that doesn't work where the blue yarn works. The blue eyes make sense. They don't look weird, but when I did it with the pink, it was weird looking. But these guys are gonna go in my box of minis now that they are finished and they can join in with everyone else. I'm gonna make the last 10 blue ones, and then I might make some purple ones as well because I think they'll be really cute. I ended up deciding to not make the yellow and gold bees because these ones are pretty close to that already, and I think there's enough bees in here now that I should probably focus on some other things once the blue ones are finished at least. But that is my plan for today. I'm gonna work on the blue bees and hopefully get them finished today. They don't actually take that long once you actually like focus on them, but I get easily distracted, so I'm gonna work on that today and hopefully get the bees totally finished. So I'll have 60, unless in the future I want to make the other colors. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. For now I just want to be kind of finished with them just so that I can move on. I also have to show you Little Will, so give me just a second. Here is Little Will finished. I hope that I haven't shown this to you yet, otherwise it'd be kind of weird, but I ended up using this discontinued yarn from Big Twist for the fluff, and it is so cute. Look at the horns. So for the horns, just the basic horn in the pattern, and then I surface crocheted like I did with the giant horns on my giant willow. So it was actually a little bit more simple though, since they're a lot smaller. But this guy is all finished, looking super cute. White, like I said, was a dangerous color to pick, but hopefully it will stay clean at my festival. Speaking of Little Will though, the tutorial will be out. I'm gonna release it in a few minutes here, so it'll be out by the time you see this video. Make sure to check it out if you haven't already. It seriously, I think, is one of my best tutorials. Maybe it's just because Little Will is my best pattern. Not my like best pattern, but he's definitely in the top patterns. I hope you all really love Little Will. I like to think of it as a Christmas present to you all. A thank you for such an amazing year, for being here, for sticking around. I'm honestly blown away. I'm just completely blown away that so many of you are interested in what I'm doing, even though I'm just crocheting and having fun and designing new patterns, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I could not imagine life without this going on. I don't know where I would be, but it would not be nearly as fun, that's for sure. I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know if I'll ever be able to make a tutorial quite like this one again because it was a whole lot of work, but it is worth it for all of you guys. I just appreciate you all so much that it is always going to be worth it. That is all I have for you for right now. You know I can ramble on and on forever, for hours, about how I appreciate all of you so much, but that's probably a little boring. I'm going to work on the release for Little Will. I have to do a couple minor things and then release it, and then I will hopefully check in with you later once these blue bees are finished. That is the goal, at least. Look at how many chapters this video has. It's all of this. I hope that they are helpful chapters because this is a lot of work. So right now I need to respond to messages, but I'm gonna do that after I release this video. First thing I need to do is prep photos for pattern release. I'm gonna be putting this guy up on Instagram. He's so cute. I think this may be my favorite Little Will. I might get some nice photos like this one. I love this photo. If y'all haven't seen it, I might have shown it to you already. I absolutely love how these photos look. So I think I might get new photos like that. Here are all the mini bees finished, and I actually think I'm not going to make any more right now, at least. I might make more in the future, but I think there's plenty in here. But I definitely want to start working on the other minis before I make any more bees and just see, like, I want to keep the minis being quite balanced, you know, so I don't want to have too many of one thing. I'm going to end this video pretty abruptly, so I do apologize, but I have to get filming my next market vlog. I'm super excited to start it, so I'm going to put on the screen everything that I managed to finish, total inventory, and then also monetary value of inventory, so that will be on the screen so you can see it. Don't think I got too much done, but it's not like I didn't do anything, so there's that. Sorry to end this so abruptly, but I will be checking in with you in my next video. It will be coming out the weekend after this one. Since this one's a little late, the next one will technically be early, right? That is all I have for you today. Make sure to check out my coffee shop. I still have a discount code in all caps, single crochet. You'll get 10% off your total order if you purchase patterns through my coffee shop. Make sure to check it out if you are interested in getting anything. I just released a few new patterns too. Haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna keep you all updated on all the custom order stuff, the present making stuff, and then also new designs and my plans for the future in the next video. So I'll make sure to cover that too. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you did, let's do a bee emoji. I think I made most of those. So if you watched all the way to the end, leave a bee emoji into the comment section. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. So I will see you next time. Bye!